Hey everybody, so I am trying to attempt to vlog on my vacation to New York. This is my first time. I've never been, so I'm kind of excited. I did not do anything in the airport yesterday. Honestly, that was like the longest day ever. We did a red eye, which was my choice. I wanted to try and maximize the amount of time, but when we got in, check-in times are like 3 o'clock and it's like stupid cold here. I mean, like, I'm used to cold weather, honestly, but this is like a whole nother level. Like, my bones were cold, my kneecaps were cold. So I think I'm gonna need to venture out today to find a beanie, which I don't know. I normally don't own a beanie because my head is like gigantic, so I just don't mess with hats, but it's so cold. I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and get one today. Let me kind of see if I can show you the view from the room a little bit. Ooh, sorry. I don't need to see my reflection, but it's nice. We got like a city view, which I'm not mad at. I'm just kind of sad though, because this building, like the main one right here, is in the way. I feel like there's so much behind it that I could be seeing, but you know, I'm not. And then there's this everything below. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Actually, I don't feel like I'm in across the US. It feels very like downtown San Diego vibes, to be honest with you. So maybe tomorrow it'll sink in. I'm hoping to go to the Bite Beauty Lip Lab and make lipstick tomorrow. I'm so excited. I wanted to do that for so long, and oh my gosh, I'm gonna hopefully get some footage of that in there, because that is like, I'm so excited. You get to pick your like scent, I think, and the color and the finish, I believe, as well. So yeah, if you hear any funny noises, the boyfriend over there wants to make a cameo. Yeah, we're getting ready to go eat now. The lighting in here is like super yellow and bad, but I'm not quite sure what we're gonna eat yet. Wings sound kind of good, but I kind of want to try something new, like that we don't have in California, so that way it's not kind of like you driving, or not driving, you taking a plane all the way across the US just to eat B-dubs, you know. So if all else fails, we might end up at B-dubs tonight. But I'm actually kind of scared to go back outside, because we came back in and we were just like, we ended up staying out in the lobby and waiting for a check-in, because it was too cold for me. I couldn't handle it, and I really am hoping not to get sick after this trip. That would just be all bad. Let me kind of go over to the mirror. I'll show you my outfit. I'll put my jacket on as we walk over there. I'm so excited for that view though. I think I've only ever stayed in one other place that's had a view, and I was pretty young, but I loved it. My mom didn't like it because she likes it to be super dark, which normally I do too, but I feel like if you're on vacation, I don't mind it as much. I died. Can we talk about this jacket? It is so cute. I ordered it from Revolve. The brand is NBD. I don't know if I'm pretty sure they probably sell this brand somewhere else, but let me turn it this way, and then we're gonna go down there. Okay. So that, I just plain skinny black jeans, my boots, which are like one of my favorite pairs of boots ever. They're Vince Camuto. I got them a couple years ago, but I love them because when I walk, it sounds like heels, but they're way more comfortable. So it's like, I like that noise. But they're way more, basically they're just better for walking around, which I feel like we're gonna be doing a ton of. So I brought smart shoes, cute comfy shoes, I hope. No sandals, which is bizarre because I literally live in sandals 99% of my life, even when it's cold, but not this cold, because I feel like I'd lose a toe or two. I think that's all. Potentially I want to jump back on when we get back after eating, talk about the food if it's something memorable, but I think that is all for now, so I shall see you in a bit. Alrighty, we're back from eating. We found this little, like, I don't know, I guess it would be considered maybe like a bar-esque, but it's kind of like a cocktail bar, I suppose. It was called Tonic, in case you ever go to New York. It's in Times Square. They had really good, like, if you like buffalo anything, I guess. We pretty much both got 2 different versions of like buffalo something. So it's actually really good. It was so cool seeing all the lights and all the those like huge TV screens and stuff like that. That was like super, super bright. It was really, really cold. But that jacket is so well insulated, well worth the money if you're interested in that. Oh yeah, and I'm wearing my new PJs. I mentioned those in my last video, the ones I got from ASOS Lounge. Super comfy. I was told that I look like a cow, which is great. Yeah. Yeah, so I think we're gonna head to bed now, and then I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Hopefully we're gonna be doing a lot more interesting things. Alright, so I will see you tomorrow. Good morning. So we are day 2 here. Supposedly it's like 25 or something like that outside, so it's gonna be even colder than it was yesterday. So I have layers on, mind you. I'm off the shoulder, but I have my jacket here that I'm gonna be putting on. It's just you got Forever 21 a couple years ago, but I have a scarf. Normally I don't use those either, but I'm gonna layer. I would wear 2 pairs of socks, but I don't feel like my shoes would fit if I had 2 pairs of socks on. So we're gonna go eat lunch now because we slept a little bit late because we weren't able to sleep on the plane, and it was like, what? How long did we sleep? Like
11.5 hours.
Yeah, really long. So we slept like half a day, right? Practically. But it was such a good sleep, I'll say that much. Hopefully we'll venture to Central Park today. I'm gonna take the camera, pray that my battery doesn't die, and get on that vlog. I'm planning on going to the lip lab as well, so go ahead and take you along for the ride. Alrighty, so it is day 3. Oh my gosh, let me fill you in on yesterday. So neither one of us, or at least I've never been on a Subway before, and I feel like this is like Subway on steroids. And we venture to go to the By Beauty Lip Lab, and we have to take the Subway. Honestly, I don't think I've ever had something be so stupid and annoying. I definitely value driving everywhere. It makes it so much easier, but since you can't do that here, we go over there, and it's like 20, I think it's like 25 all day. I think by the end of the night it was like
17.
Yeah, it was like 17, so it's like stupid cold. And I mean, I'm used to like, I can handle like around 40, like that's like normal-ish for nighttime where I live, so it's not that bad. But this is like a whole other level, and if you add wind into that, if there wasn't wind everywhere here, because there's like wind tunnels because of all the like skyscrapers and everything, I think I honestly would have been able to handle it a little bit better. But it's just like, if your hands aren't in gloves or in your pocket, you start to lose feeling, or at least we did. Like, I swear my little pinky was like, it was getting kind of like that and like purple. It was like painful. But anyway, we finally get on the right subway to get down there. We ended up getting on like the wrong one initially, so we had to get off on a different subway exit, I guess you would call it, and look for, basically just walk extra than we should have if we would have gotten on the right one. And it was so fucking cold. Oh my gosh. We walked a really, in my opinion, it was a long way. It probably wasn't terrible, but it was really cold, so it felt a lot worse. We finally get there, and mind you, I looked on the website beforehand, and it said you can make appointments, but it says there's normally not a wait, so like, just come in. So me, if I would have known, clearly I'm across the country, I would not have just come in and been like, oh, you know, I have no idea what I'm doing. So walk in, she's like, oh, do you have an appointment? And I was like, oh no. Mind you, there's nobody else in there. There was like one other person being helped already, and there's nobody else in the building. Tiny little shop. And she's like, oh, well, like, did you want to make an appointment? And she starts looking at the book for the next like appointment, and it's like after Christmas. Like, we're here now. Clearly I can't make an appointment for after Christmas. Let me just fly across the country real fast for you. So I wasn't able to, because they had like a waiting list names too, so I guess they take names like if you walk in, for in case anybody cancels. And that list, I probably would say there's at least 10 to 12 people on that list easily already. And long story short, I was really upset. We didn't get to do it. I'm contemplating maybe trying to put my name down today, but I don't know, because it's already kind of late in the day, like the time change. I'm waking up my normal time at home, which is like 9 o'clock PST-ish. But out here it's like 1, so I feel like we're losing a lot of the day, which sucks. So I'm hoping to be able to do something. We have to do as much today as we possibly can, because I feel like we haven't got to do any of like the checklist stuff other than time scores, which is great because that's where we're staying. That's been really nice. I've gone to to the Sephora's out here now. The time score one is like, I mean, technically I think that there's like 3 time scores, but the one like in the midst of everything is so cool. It has all the brands, or like majority of the brands that you see online that a lot of stores don't have. So that was kind of cool to see. It was like the biggest Sephora I think I've ever been in. So that was fun. We did like we ended up going and buying beanies yesterday. Greatest investment ever. I went to Forever 21. It was only like $5, and you know, but seriously, my head is so big. I know that I've said that before. That's why I don't normally wear hats and whatnot. But I kept having to like tug down the back of the beanie because it kept like rising up on my ears, because there was like a lot of surface area on top here to work with. But those helped so much. I think that once we were able to actually, I think if you mentally prepare for how cold it's going to be outside and you dress as best you possibly can, it's a little bit easier to just kind of suck it up and walk. But hopefully we'll be taking the subway to get to most places as smart as we possibly can to get the most stuff. I want to try to go to Statue of Liberty. We'll see. I think that's like an hour drive. We'll see if like the subway goes somewhere down there where there's not too much walking, but hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer because there's not so many skyscrapers where that's at. So I feel like maybe the sun will be able to hit a little bit more. Because that's just, I think that's what I discovered yesterday. Is like you can see the sun in the distance, but it never really hits you because there's so many tall buildings. It blocks it, and that's like a killer. I feel like that would help temperature wise so much. If I honestly would have known it would have been like this, I think I probably would have maybe come in like a different month, but I didn't know, and I don't like humidity, so I won't be coming during the summer when it's hot because I just can't handle that either. So there's a lot more that I'd like to do. I definitely want to come back again and check some more stuff off the list for another time. But I'm gonna keep my camera in my purse today. Hopefully we'll be able to get some stuff done and I will be able to vlog a little bit more. So look out for that.
That is a cup, and those are edible donut looking things.
Oh my gosh, you're terrible. Apple cider donuts. I heard about those on like Tastemade or something like that. I'm so excited, but apparently the cider's good. I just haven't tried it yet. It's legit freezing out here. Let me see if I can focus this a little bit more. Oh, there we go. Woo. So pretty. Oh my goodness. All these cute little shops. It's so cold. I feel so touristy right now. So cute. Okay, let me see. Is it super hot?
I suggest you start drinking it now.
Okay.
So you could sip it, don't take a drink. Just start sipping.
Okay, let's see. I can't see. We flip the thing up. It flips up.
Is it recording?
Yeah. That's like stupid good. Oh my gosh. Eee. Oh, it's so warm. Oh my goodness. Okay. I can't even tell how cold it is right now. It's so pretty though. If only the sun would come out.
Pretty cold.
Be like a tourist. See, it's just better because I don't have it hanging from my neck though. I feel like that makes a difference somehow. Alright, so today is the last morning, so we're going home today. I'm kind of sad. I feel like we just started to get the hang of using public transportation, which is so weird. I honestly wasn't wanting to, but it makes sense though. Honestly, it really does. So if you ever come and you're leery, it's probably definitely cheaper and faster. Just hold on to something. I made that mistake that first day. I had coffee in my hand. Luckily I had one of those little plugs that go on the top, otherwise that poor man behind me, if I had coffee all over and I would have felt terribly. But it snowed a little. Let me see if I can get it out there. It's a little bit. It's more so like a dusting, honestly. On the top is probably icy because it's still cold and like being able to sit down there. But I think it might be sprinkling right now. But then again, I'm looking at all the people down there and they do not have an umbrella. So maybe it stopped, which is good because I don't really want to get wet. I think we're going to eat real fast before we head to the airport. I wish it wasn't so far. I feel like we'd have a little bit more time too if JFK wasn't so far from the city. But it's so pretty. I'm gonna be so sad if we get home and it's like hot and I have to wear like totally something different, because I'm kind of adjusting to wearing comfy clothes all the time and having it actually be cool enough, because it's always so hot at home. Like if I leave my house, I can't wear comfy clothes a lot of the time because it's just too hot. Let's see. Yesterday was really fun at the Bryant Park. That little, I think it's like a winter fair, I think is what it's called. They had ice skating. We didn't do that because, speaking for myself, I definitely did not bring appropriate clothes for ice skating, because if we would have fell, I would have frozen that body part that would have gotten wet, would have like frozen for good. So we didn't do that, but we found out like that the cider place was so good. If we had more time today, I'd want to go back 100%. That was like the best tasting cider I think I've had in like actually ever. Like homemade cider I probably never had better. What else? We found like a good like Chinese restaurant yesterday. That was yummy. And what did we do for dinner? Oh yeah, we've been eating really late here, which is weird for me. I mean, technically it's probably like what, like 7 o'clock our time, so it's kind of right on par. I don't feel like we've been here long enough to kind of adjust. Yeah, we've been going to bed at like 2 and waking up at like 11. But we found it was like a Mexican / barbecue place to eat. That was actually really pretty good. We've had really good luck with meat out here, which is kind of crazy because I'm really picky about meat, especially if it's like fatty or marbled. It grosses me out. So that was yummy. I wish we had more time to explore. I feel like there's so much more I want to do, but at least this way I'm comfortable coming back. Oh my gosh, let me tell you about last night real quick before you go. So in the middle of the night, one of the alarms went off. Mind you, I've never had an alarm go off in a hotel, so I'm not quite sure like which one is which, but apparently it was, I think they said it was like a fire alarm. So it was just going off, and then they went on an intercom, which clearly goes throughout the entire hotel. They kept repeating the message in English and then in Spanish like 4 times, like 4 different updates throughout the night. That was hilarious. So memorable experience of the trip, I suppose, or one of them. Anyway, I think we should be off now. I will potentially maybe do a little at the airport. I don't know. We'll see how busy it is and how much time we have. But anyway, thank you so much, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.